Hi there, Wealth Rebels. Welcome to the Wealth Rebel Show. I am your resident Wealth Rebel, Emma Wright, and today we will be diving into one of my favorite topics, the one which is foundational in all of my programs that I work with, which is the power of your wealth building pyramid. The power of your wealth building pyramid is transformational because it really is at the heart of everything that I do. It's at the heart and the foundation of all my programs. And it really gives you the tools that you need to step by step over time build your wealth. That's going to really empower you to live in the present moment, but also build on that and create an even wealthier future. The world has no limits. Often, when we set out in life building wealth, we focus firstly on trading our time, energy, and money for more money, right? We really do kind of build wealth from a place of instability because we go into the world usually without much knowledge. We're still learning, and so we want to get experience. So it's really natural for us to go and trade our time and energy for money so that we can get knowledge and skills, and we all, let's be honest, we're also conditioned from a really young age at school to go into the world to kind of feel that we have to get a job. We're not really conditioned or trained to be entrepreneurs, to ride the wave, to think that we can do things differently. The schooling system, certainly in the UK, is very much around training you to get a job, so that you can be that worker bee. I like to say that worker bee, to trade your time for money and build the businesses up for other people, right? The thing is when it comes to building wealth, actually, what we need to do is think very differently about our assets and think very differently about what we are nurturing. When we think about building wealth, we often think about putting money into a pension or an ISA or into the stock market because that's how the wealthy get rich. And that is true to a certain extent. That's true. The wealthy get rich because they own assets that can grow in real value, like property and the stock market. However, the biggest problem is when you are told that that's how you get wealthy, you don't think enough about wealth creation and how we can go deeper into ourselves so that we can really embody what it is that we came here to do. So within my programs, I designed the wealth building pyramid to try and think more holistically about wealth building. I've spent many years in the wealth industry, 20 years, 10 years I was a trader in London, and then I spent more recent years as a chartered financial planner. So I really understand and see that wealth, real wealth, is not built at all by money. I've seen the two sides of the coin, actually. I've seen where people have all the money in the world, right? Maybe not all the money in the world, but they have an abundance of money. They have the £1 million pension pot. Maybe they have a £2 million property. They have multiple properties and they're still miserable. I've seen it. And then I've seen clients that I had as a wealth manager where they had no money at all. None. And yet they still lived their most beautiful life. Wealth is not about money, but we're conditioned from such a young age that it's all about money. Go out, trade your time and energy, work yourself into the ground, then you'll have money and one day you'll be rich. And it's just not the way to do it. So the wealth building pyramid is built on the basis that we do need to build ourselves up over time, like a pyramid. And it's based around Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we do start out with self-actualization, from a young age. We want to feel secure. So at the base of your pyramid is financial security. Financial security is at the base of the wealth building pyramid because when we feel secure, we're more likely to go on and do more things with our lives take a little bit more risk. On the flip side, I have seen that people don't always need security, because when you don't have anything to lose, you're more likely to go on and take risk as well. But fundamentally, feeling secure, and often when we do take those risks, it's because we actually have super, super confidence in security, in the fact that we are our biggest security. You know, money isn't security, money is come and go. So often I slash out financial eventually as we work through the pyramid. It's security that we're building. Financial, we can actually lose. But within the wealth building pyramid, as we're starting out, we do want to work on financial security. And there's ways of doing that with the wealth building pyramid. Within the wealth building pyramid, at the heart of the wealth building pyramid, halfway up, is financial freedom. And financial freedom is all about having the ability to spend on what you love, spending your time, energy, and money on the things that bring you absolute joy and pleasure in the present moment. Not one day in the future, in this absolute present moment. There is no tomorrow. We only have the now. The power of now is phenomenal. So financial freedom is all about spending on a life that you love. So in the wealth building pyramid, it's really important that whilst we're building security through maybe getting a job that will pay us an income that we know we're going to get, maybe it's building a recurring revenue in your business, maybe it is saving up a security whoopsie daisy pot, you know, all of the things that make you feel secure. Maybe it's having a home or renting a home that makes you feel secure. Whatever security means for you, making sure that you also spend on the things that you love in the present moment whilst you're building security is really important, because you need to feel financial freedom today. And that makes you get really wealth aware. Actually, it makes you really look at how you're spending your time, energy, and money in the present moment, because often we leak wealth by doing things that we think we should be doing, or doing things without even realizing we're doing it, because often the way we treat money is unconscious. The more we raise our consciousness and be less unconscious, the better. Most of the time, most people are asleep, right? 95% of the time we're on unconscious and we're working on habits. And then that means that 95% of the time we're spending money unconsciously, we're doing things with our money unconsciously, we're running our businesses unconsciously, we're running our relationships unconsciously, we're driving down the road, we don't even know how we've got there because we're so asleep most of the time. So being wealthy and being in freedom is actually raising your consciousness and questioning everything in a really, really positive way. Like saying, well, what do I really value? What do I seek from my time, energy, and money? Do I really want to spend this money on this thing? Is this something that I actually think I need? Do I really want it? Do I really, really desire it at my heart's core? When you start to do this, you start to get really crystal clear on what your freedom means to you. You know then what you need to earn in your life and in your business, because you can put a value on it if you want to. I love to do that with my clients. Okay. You know what your financial freedom number is. I often like to not put limits on things because, you know, you can have as much freedom as you desire. We are limitless, but it's a great way to start building and pushing beyond those limits that maybe you put around yourself. Oh, well, I used to earn £2,000 in this last job. Therefore, I'm going to strive to make that in my business. And that's what my financial freedom will be based on. Absolutely not. Your financial freedom should be based on what you want in your best life, everything you want, because that gives you an intention to what you might want to create in business or aspire for in your next promotion. Do not limit yourselves to your current circumstances. And that's why the wealth building pyramid is a phenomenal tool to helping you to really dive deep into what wealth means to you and coming into this present moment and start then, you know, whatever then you are earning or creating, spending on those wealthy things. Really being in gratitude for the things you have to spend your money on, like your rent or your mortgage. Because the more you're in gratitude, you're raising your vibration, the more abundance you will naturally attract, the more free you will feel. You won't feel burdened to bills. When we talk about the cost of living, yeah, we're living. There's a cost to it. Money flows. It's an energetic exchange. If you put negativity to it, guess what's going to throw you back in your face and slap you across the face? Negativity. It's just the way the universe works. If you're a negative person, the universe is going to go, hey, let's give that person more negativity. If you want to have abundance, live a financially abundant life. Be really selective with who you spend your time with, who you spend your money with, and where you're going to put your energy out into the world, and therefore how you create. So you're building security, whatever you can, putting money, a little bit of money maybe into your whoopsie daisy fund whilst you're living a really abundant life and prioritizing financial freedom. And then with whatever is left over from what you create, we then can drip into investments that are going to build independence. And those investments are businesses. It could be your business. It could be something you want to create, because that is a valid independence pot. It could be someone else's business through the stock market or through angel investing, or, it could be into property. It could be into gold, real assets that are going to give you different multiple sources of revenue streams. Okay. Right now, I'm building 4 businesses, maybe 5. Okay. All around my children, whilst putting money into a pension, whilst putting money into a lifetime ISA, whilst I sell a property to maybe put money into a different property, whilst I'm thinking about gold and silver. All of these things are going on in my independence portfolio. And guess what? I'm doing it whilst I'm building security, and then I'm doing it whilst I'm building freedom, and then I'm doing it as I'm building independence with whatever is left over. But I don't just focus on one area, because here's where we fall down. And this is what I've seen throughout my career in this industry. If you just focus on security, you're keeping yourself in lack. If you just always keep everything in savings because you're not secure and you're keeping yourself small and you oversave, you're in lack. You will always fear taking risk. There is risk in not taking risk. When you face your fears, you become fearless. Risk becomes normal. Guess what happens? You push through fear, you become fearless. The world is your oyster in all aspects of life. You really do have to face your fears and do it anyway. If you just focus on freedom and you just don't ever invest and do anything, you just spend all your money, you're not building assets. You're not creating. You're not really, putting your money into anything else, maybe. You're having a really great life, but you don't necessarily know how to save and invest into other things. And that could mean that you one day, if you did have a health issue, or if you did want to stop working, then you might not have anything to lean back on. Okay. And if you only invest and you lock everything away in your ivory tower and you don't know how to live, guess what's going to happen? One day when you do suddenly decide to retire, boring. But if you ever did suddenly decide to retire, you're not going to know how to spend it. I have had clients that used to phone me up and say, do I have your permission to go and buy a bed? You do not need my permission. It's your money. Okay. Also, a big part of independence is knowing how you can manage all of this yourself. And I love building my wealth building pyramid into my wealth strategy templates. Now, all of this is what I help and guide you on in the Star Portal. So to gain access to all of my amazing tools, to learn how to invest, how to set up a template so that you can really get clear on your financial freedom number, come into the portal, to the Star Portal. It's £8 a month. no contract. Every month I go live, so you can ask me anything about anything that's wealth related in the investment circle every month in my private Zooms room, and you can leave at any time. You just need to join. Please do like, subscribe, and follow the show. Leave me a review. It means the world. And don't forget, you can always take my free quiz to find out how wealthy you really are. The link is also in the show notes. You will instantly be able to take one inspired action to elevate your wealth today. Namaste.